Karissa, can I have a one-word prompt, please?
Sunshine.
Ooh, I like it. Here we go. Sunshine. Today was the first day this winter season where I got to sit outside.
Woo!
Woo! Sun, vitamin D, let's do it.
I call that sitting on the charger.
I like that.
Yeah.
It does charge me. And I did honestly feel better afterwards. It was
That's
great.
exactly right. Hey, 1 second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is a show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests.
Well, wait. Hold on. There's a couple things that are wrong right off the bat. There's one, no guest. We're guestless today.
No guest.
And you're not Ken.
Oh, wait a minute.
What have you done with Ken?
Wait a minute.
Where am I?
I'm not Ken.
What did you do to the show? Help! Someone help!
You're right. I'm not Ken. Hey, everyone. It's your very favorite guest from the Overtalking Podcast. It's Karissa.
It's the unofficial third host of the show.
It's me. I am.
And this time I would say official host of the show.
Official host of the show.
Subbing in.
CJ did send me the text for the opening, and I had to break it to him that I actually have that committed to memory, so I didn't need it.
And I, just before we started recording, had to ask you what it was. I forgot.
Listen, I've been vying for this co-host spot for a little while, and I'm not saying that I want to take Ken's spot, but I surely could if the need arose.
You also can say host. We all know Ken is the real host of the show.
No, Ken, you and Ken, you're equals in my book.
All right, well, thank you. And hey, actually, speaking of our buddy, we get to hear from him.
Hey, CJ, it's Ken.
Hi, Ken.
Well, Meg and I finally had our baby.
Yay.
So I'm going to be taking a couple of weeks off here to try to get back to some semblance of normalcy. Maybe try to get some sleep when we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, please keep the show going while I'm out. I heard Karissa might be subbing in. So, hey, Karissa, thank you for taking over.
You're welcome.
And yeah, I just have just one request. Just hold off on any horror movies until I get back, please. Because I really
Looking at
like
you.
them. Okay, anyway, I'll see y'all in a couple of weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, bye, Ken. We love you. We miss you. And I won't talk about any horror movies today. In fact, I was looking at my letterbox this morning, and I haven't watched a horror movie all year. So when Ken is back, I'll jump back into horror movies, and then he and I can talk about them together.
And a very special congratulations to Ken and Meg. We love you so much.
We love you guys.
Congratulations.
And I'm just so happy everyone is home and happy and healthy and hopefully getting some amount of sleep.
Yeah.
He did sound a little sleepy, but join the club. Am I right?
That's right. Up top.
A couple sleepy boys in the studio today. We've already discussed it and the possibility of getting a yawn counter started.
That's right. And also, you heard it from Ken that he likes them movies.
I thought you meant his wife and child. He likes them.
The
They're
dramatic
fine.
pause.
Yeah. No, I'm so stoked for them. Yeah, just congrats, Ken. Congrats, Meg. We miss you, but the show must go on, as they say.
It must.
It must.
We put an episode out every single week.
Wow.
For the past 400 weeks.
That's wild. I just recently listened to your 400th episode, and it was fantastic.
Thank you.
It had me reminiscing about all of the different eras of your show, all of the lovely times I've had the opportunity to chat over TV shows and movies with you guys. So it's been a good ride. I think you could just go another 8 years. What do you say?
No. No, probably not. No, as you heard, we already planned for the last episode of the show.
Well, I will never be pitching that show, whether it's Pretty in Pink or whatever the other one is that you said.
Pretty Woman.
I promise that I will never pitch those. I'll never risk the possibility of this show ending.
February 2027. The show is over.
Oh God.
Yeah, we actually, after we stopped recording, Ken and I immediately were like, we didn't even talk about how we used to drink on every episode of the show.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was also remembering, was it just for the 1 month of the year when you did like scary movies, when you did those
Jack-O-Blast.
disgusting pumpkin shots or
Yes.
whatever they were?
That was specifically for October. Yeah, pumpkin flavored spice rum. Yeah.
I don't think I ever had the pleasure of having one of those shots.
Wouldn't say pleasure, but it was gross.
Yeah, it sounded pretty gross, but you continued to do it. How many years in a row did you do that?
When did we stop? I mean, the first few years for sure. We definitely were still doing it at the second studio. Mm-hmm. And then we probably stopped when the pandemic happened.
Well, sure.
When we stopped doing them in person.
It's a little more sad to do shots at home alone. Yeah.
Especially at that point, I myself was living alone. So
yeah,
just to rip a shot with Ken over Zoom seemed weird.
And then the episode ends and you just shut your laptop and then you're just like alone in a room and you've had a shot and you're like,
okay, I'm a little buzzed by myself.
Well, what now?
Go watch some TV, I guess.
That's funny.
Yeah, we did. We've still incorporated some alcohol smattered throughout some episodes, like one of the first Skull Wizards episode. I'm pretty sure all of us were sipping on something. An episode with the hosts of the now, I think, defunct podcast Have To, our friends Zach and Zach.
Yep.
We were drinking on that one. But yeah, not so much anymore. We're both Ken and I are not huge drinkers.
No.
Ken even less so than me. And yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, I haven't been drinking very much. And I look back I was going to say fondly. I'll keep that word. I look back fondly on some of the episodes where I was drinking. And then the episode comes out and I'm like, oh God. Not that I ever drank so much that I embarrassed myself, but I was just like, girl, cool it, get it together. But this week we had my company had a big party and we flew everyone in and I had a few drinks on Thursday night. And I'll tell you what, it's 2 days later and I still feel a little hungover. It was just 3 drinks.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, these 30s, they're something else. I'll tell you what.
I'm officially at the stage where I could be hungover from 1 drink.
Yes. And it is a little bit sad.
Yeah.
But also,
yeah, it's fine.
Whatever. I'm drinking a nice sparkling lime water right now, and it's hitting the spot, so I can't complain.
Now it's almost, I kind of like it in that it's efficient, because now it's like if I'm having a drink specifically to feel a little loose and get a little buzz on, then the 1 drink is gonna do it.
Wow, you're so right.
So then it's fine.
It's kind of nice to be a lightweight.
Yeah. And then what I really like doing is, because then I want, again, if that's the purpose of why I'm having the drink, is to feel a little good, I'll have that with dinner.
Yep.
So it's early in the night, then I can just switch to water the rest of the night and then make sure I don't feel like shit.
Brilliant.
And so I'm then pretty sober by the time I go to sleep.
Wow.
It was great.
Old and wise. That's
trying.
Us. But you're like a bourbon.
Yeah.
And I just recently had a conversation about bourbon because I'm not a bourbon girl. And I think that it's just an acquired taste that I haven't acquired yet.
Yeah.
I think I need to keep trying, but every time I try, I hate it.
You don't have to.
But
it was a deliberate effort between me and friends in college. Where we decided we're going to get into whiskey.
Okay.
So it was, we put thought and effort of okay, that's all I'm going to buy or try drinking. And yeah, now I love it.
I don't think I have that level of motivation.
Yeah, don't. It's fine if you don't. I also I don't think beer agrees with my body anymore. I feel like I will get more hungover from beer than alcohol, even though it's not as strong or anything. But then I think because there's more liquid or something, then I'm more dehydrated I don't know.
Yeah, I used to joke that I ran better on beer. If I had I'm not going to say a bunch, but I'm going to say it. If I had a bunch of beers.
You had a bundle of beers?
If I had 1 bundle of beers the night before a long run, let's say, I used to joke that, man, I'm carb loaded.
Yeah.
I'm good to go. I'm hydrated. PBR is basically water.
Well.
I can't make that claim anymore.
Yeah, okay.
And I think that maybe it was always a lie.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'm going to take a guess and say, yeah, probably.
No.
And we heard from one of our buddies so far, and actually we're going to hear from another one of our buddies. We got another voicemail. Can you believe it? Call in at USA Cat 1591. You can leave us voicemails and we'll play it on the show. It's that easy. It just goes straight to voicemail. You don't have to talk to us, and we will absolutely play it on the show. Okay,
Ideal.
ready? Here you go. This one's a longer one, so I may pause it throughout.
This is an incoming call from Toolman's Auto Body Shop.
Oh, no.
Toolman's Auto Body Shop. The place to be if you are a car, or you have a car, or just want to chill or whatever. Ready for Race Wars 2025?
Yes.
Hop in by April 20th for half-off steering wheels. You can never have too many.
Hey. Okay, hold on.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
There's a lot to unpack so far.
So you can never have too many steering wheels. That's what I've heard.
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
Because last I checked, your car really only takes the one.
Yes.
But I guess if you're going to go participating in a race war, and we mean cars when I say that, by the way, to be very clear.
Oh my God. I
just realized how that sounds.
Wait a minute. Is that what he said? Is that what that said?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what in the first Fast and Furious movie.
Oh. Okay.
The car racing war.
Who greenlit that? What, where,
our
why,
boy Vin.
how? Our boy.
Tom Toretto.
Oh wow. Okay. I have so many questions, but I think that maybe Steve's going to answer some of them.
Well, let's hear some more of that.
Guys, it's me, the Toolman, or Steve, preferably the Toolman. I really gotta fix that fucking message. They can't even pronounce my name right.
Toolman.
I just wanted to call and say, what up? Congrats on the 400 episodes. That's a huge accomplishment. It's been an honor being part of the journey. Ken, congrats to you and Meg on your new baby. If your baby's looking for a little car to drive around in, just let me know. Also, Ken, sorry about the delays with the company car.
Yeah.
I can't really keep up with the weather, so I keep putting tires on chains on the snow tires, and then I got to take them off when the weather changes. And there's a fee every single time I do that, so your bill's getting like real high.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, so is he outfitting your company car? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yes.
Is he going to put the fun lights on him?
Yep, the lights
Okay,
and
yep.
It is winter, though it's doesn't feel like it so much anymore.
Sure.
But so he puts the chains on the tires to get ready for the winter.
Sure.
Which is definitely a good thing you should do and does not destroy the streets at all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But I want to make it very clear, since he's talking about bills, Ken, I'm talking to you directly. This is not coming out of my paycheck. You agreed on last week's episode that I'm getting a raise. And this is not coming out of that money.
Listen, solidarity. I'm here to advocate for CJ's raise. I'd also like a raise.
Absolutely. You're cut in now. You're the host.
Oh,
so,
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm the host, not even the co-host.
Yep.
I am the host of the Overtalking Podcast.
I get paid as a consultant.
Oh, sure. Okay, well, that makes sense.
So
to
Ken
me.
doesn't have to give me health care. It's kind of a loophole in the system.
I knew he was a capitalist.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yep. That's what I'm dealing with.
Wow. I take back all the nice things I said about Ken. I'm just kidding.
Which is cool for me because I'll make a lot of money on that. So I actually got to talk to CJ about something. So Ken, if you're listening, or other people can listen. And Ken, I need you to plug your ears right now.
All right, Ken. You heard him.
Ken, plug your ears.
If you're listening right now, I want you to fast forward about a minute or so.
Okay. Ken?
I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to do it. Hit the little skip forward button.
Last warning.
If you can still hear me, I'm going to be very mad. You're in trouble, mister.
You're fired.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, CJ, I know that you were into driving that company car, so you can just drop by and take it. Just don't tell Ken. I've been taking that thing on joyrides all the time.
What?
This car has been in like horrible shape because I've just been doing so many drifts and crashing into things. I'm bleeding him dry on the cost for all this stuff, and most of the stuff I'm doing is causing more damage. And
Hold on. Wait, pause. I mean, I guess when he says I'm bleeding him dry, Ken is the money guy, so it is him and not us.
It is him specifically.
Yeah.
It's Ken.
Okay, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm wondering though if maybe he's installed too many steering wheels.
That's right.
In the
I mean, they're half
company
off.
car.
How can you not?
I'm wondering if that's the avenue through which you're being bled dry.
Actually, though, that seems fun.
Sure.
Would you have fun if you got into a car and you're riding shotgun and there's also a steering wheel for you?
I think that every seat in the car should have its own steering wheel.
I want the little toy plastic ones in the back seat where
No, I want them to be fully functional.
Okay, where you can't see anything. 'cause
Yeah,
you're
it's a
in the back?
collaborative effort.
Okay. You're just shouting out orders.
Yeah.
Make a left.
Yeah, exactly.
causing more repairs for me, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, I gotta go. do some more repairs on that. I got to get ready for Race Wars 2. Just got a new steering wheel, so I got to, break that in. So, yeah, anyway, congrats. Have a good next 400, or maybe next 420 if you're lucky. See ya.
You got to break in a steering wheel?
I suppose.
I'm not a car guy, I'll admit.
Listen, I'm not either. I'm not a car guy.
I mean, Steve's the expert, but
he is.
I guess I didn't think you had to, like, break it in a steering wheel.
He knows best.
He does.
The toolman.
So I trust him.
Or
the toolman.
The toolman. The toolman. Steve signed my birthday card. The toolman, a.k.a. Dr. 420.
He's cool.
I'm like...
Can't argue with that.
Steve, you don't have to use your you don't have to use your alias. With me, I thought we were close friends.
You thought wrong.
I did think wrong.
I think he's the type of guy who keeps everyone at arm's length, you know?
I think you're right. He's listen, the guy's an enigma. He's a mystery to us all.
Yeah.
And boy, do we love him.
But we love the toolman.
We sure love Mr. Toolman.
Karissa, now that we've gotten the paperwork out of the way, listening to the voicemails, catching up again, call in at USA Gap 1591. It'll go straight to voicemail. We love you. Okay, now it's time for me to ask the most important question of all. What you been watching?
What you been watching? Oh, I'm so excited to talk about what I've been watching. In fact, the reason why I haven't been watching that many movies this year is because there's so much good TV
It's the
right
golden
now.
era.
The golden era of TV, as they say. 2025, the golden era of television.
I'm the first one to say that, I think.
I think you are. I think you're the first and maybe the last and only. But I've been watching so much good TV, and I'll say right off the bat, I promise not to spoil anything because some of the things I'll be talking about are airing currently. So I will not spoil anything. But yeah, I'm very excited. Should I go first?
Please.
Okay, so the very first thing that I wanted to talk about today is everyone's favorite dark television show, Severance.
Ooh. Yeah, definitely no spoilers. I have not started
spoilers.
season 2.
No spoilers. I promise I won't spoil it. Mostly I wanted to talk about old hottie. What's his name? the main guy.
Adam Scott?
Adam Scott. He's an old hottie. I love him. He's a hot oldie. He's old enough.
Okay.
He's old enough, and listen, I didn't think that young Adam Scott was a hottie. Like Parks and Rec era Adam Scott. Not really a hottie.
He's a cutie.
He's a cute. That's the right word.
Okay.
That's the right word. He was a cutie.
Yeah.
He was a cutie. And now he has evolved and aged into a hot oldie.
When you said hot or old hottie,
Hot oldie,
I thought you were going to talk
hottie.
about Christopher Walken. I was like,
well, him too. Well, that guy too. Listen, everyone on the show is a hot oldie. Even Adam Scott, and I know his name.
John Turturro.
I'm so obsessed with this show. Season 1 got a lot of criticism for being very slow.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I totally understand that. I totally understand it was a little bit of a slow burn, but I love a slow burn. I was into it.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was great too. There was so much character development, so much development of these relationships between our characters. Maybe not a lot happened in the grand scheme of things until near to the end of the season, but boy, do I love those guys. Zach Cherry is like the funniest man to have ever lived.
He's the best.
I just absolutely love him. And he's also like friends with a bunch of like comedians that we're familiar with.
He's one of the greatest improvisers.
Yes.
Like if you ask a bunch of comedians like who they think is great, like they will talk about Zach Cherry.
He's so good, and his performance in Severance is just like unbeatable. Yeah. It's so good. And like I said, I won't say anything about season 2, but what I will say is season 2 is not slow. In fact, we are moving. We are grooving. Things are happening. Things are happening so fast that I don't know what is happening. I think, going to have to rewatch the season after I watch it because there's so much happening. And at the end of every episode, we're kind of both like, wait, okay, so is that what I think? And yeah, so I'm definitely gonna have to rewatch the season when it's finished. But excellent all the way around.
What you can do to help, they have a companion podcast, and I should not be plugging other shows, but it is hosted by Adam Scott and Ben Stiller.
Very cool. I always forget that it's a Ben Stiller joint too, which just like makes it even better. We love Ben Stiller. Yeah, I should listen to that. I should hear from them about kind of like what they're thinking.
Each episode is an episode of the show, so they just like dissect that episode.
I would be really interested to hear from them because and I don't know if this is true, but I heard that there was some disagreement during like the actors' strike and the writers' strike when they took a big pause from filming the show. I heard there was some disagreement about the direction and kind of where things were going to go in season 2.
Oh.
So I'd be really curious to hear their perspective on like the story and where it's going and like if they had anything else to say about that. But yes, highly recommend. Everyone needs to get up to speed.
Yeah.
We at work have a group of us that we all watch it, and then we get in there, and we had a conversation recently about if we would be severed. And obviously, the point of the show is to critique the idea of severance, whatever.
Yeah.
But CJ, do you think that you would sever yourself?
Ooh.
So for listeners who might not be familiar with the term severed, it's the idea that you split.
Cut off a body part of yours.
Yeah, well, you cut off both your feet. No, you split your consciousness between two selves, the self that exists outside of the workplace and the self that exists within the workplace. I won't say anything else.
Just in case.
Yes, just in case. But yeah, so what do you think? Severed? Unsevered?
I don't know. We get those like surveys at work where one of the questions is always like, can you be your authentic self at work?
Oh.
And if anyone is saying like 100% yes, I don't believe you.
They're lying.
They are lying. Like
They're lying.
Don't like it, I would give you maybe 80 to 90% sure, but there's no way you are one for one exactly. And that's good.
It is. It is. It's good.
I'm not that professional outside of work.
Same.
I.e. this show.
I.e. everything but work.
Exactly, yeah. So I don't know though, but I do like having some of myself at work.
Sure.
You know, I'm in there chopping it up, cracking
jokes. Of
jokes.
course you are. Of course you are. You're cracking everyone up. You're making everyone laugh.
So but there would be something nice about like not having the stress thoughts of work outside of work.
Yeah, there is something intriguing about that. There is something tempting about that.
I don't know though. I think that's what the show does well is like there's characters and people on both sides of it and yeah. What about you? Do you have a clear-cut answer?
I don't think that I would be severed because I'm too anxious and I would be worried about my innie, but if I were severed, my innie would be so cool. She would be she'd be in there cracking jokes.
Uh-huh.
She'd be making everyone laugh. She'd be chopping it up.
Just one of the guys.
That's me, just one of the guys. Yeah, my innie would be really cool, I'm sure, but no, I don't think I need to bring her into existence, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems too weird. I think I'd be too curious too at the end of the day of being like, what the hell am I doing all day?
Totally. Yes.
We spend most of our time at work.
Literally. Yes.
So it would be weird to not know.
It would be. Anyway, highly recommend from me. I know that we have other topics to get to. CJ, what you been watching?
I have been watching a show that you and Eric recommended, Common Side Effects.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what do you think?
It is a mystery show available on Max. It's part of Adult Swim. I love it.
Me too.
It's a lot of fun. It is. I thought it was going to be more of a comedy, but I am totally fine that it is not.
Yep.
It is more of a mystery is the genre if you Google it.
Yep.
With some comedy sprinkled throughout that is very funny and fun. Mm-hmm. It is a cartoon and I love the cartoons that everyone always dresses the same. They only have one outfit throughout the show.
One outfit.
And the main character's outfit is a sort of Hawaiian t-shirt
unbuttoned.
with a bucket hat and shorts.
Yep.
And flip-flops, I think.
Yes. Yeah, we had a conversation about his outfit too, because it's like, without any spoilers, he maybe is trying to lay a little bit low.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, pick any other outfit.
Yeah.
You're wearing the one outfit that people who aren't even looking for you, you're going to turn heads.
Yeah.
You're wearing an unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt in public.
Exactly.
Like, but I love it. I love it.
I do love it. One of the voices of the show is Martha Kelly, who I also adore. I think she's hilarious. People may know her from Baskets. She is a stand-up comedian as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's just a lot of fun. The show, without spoiling anything, is about that main character wearing the Hawaiian shirt. He discovers a mushroom that can heal anything, basically. But it is very rare. He went to Peru, I think, to find it. Where Paddington's from. Do you know that?
I didn't know that. Wow.
But it is both a comedy, but I would say maybe definitely a backseat to the overall mystery of the show. It
I
does
agree
get
with
even
that.
intense at times. Like,
It absolutely does, yeah.
Big Pharma is involved, obviously, because it would ruin them if if this got out into the world. The federal agents are involved. Yeah, it's just very entertaining. It's one of those shows where I'm like, I want the show to come out more frequently. I want to know what's going to happen next.
Yes, totally. And as someone who I don't work in pharma, but I work adjacent to pharma. I have a lot of exposure to pharma, and it's so spot on.
Yeah.
I just keep every episode, I'm like, this is exactly what would happen.
Yep.
This is exactly what those motherfuckers would do.
Yeah.
Every single episode. But the episodes are only 20 minutes long, which is also a highlight.
Yeah, very consumable.
Love a bite-sized ep.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And something else that I love about the show is the animation style, which we
Yes.
haven't really talked about. It's really a unique kind of animation style. And what's interesting about it is like it's like a lot of mixed animation styles. So there's like some flat animation, but there's some really interesting like lighting effects happening on the flat animation. And then there's some animation that I wouldn't call flat. It's more like a 3-dimensional kind of situation. And all of that mixed together makes for a really unique looking show.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do like the look and feel of it. Yeah. Yeah, highly recommend it. I'm enthralled with it and can't wait for the next episode to come out to know how it's going to go. Especially as of this record, the last episode ended on a real big cliffhanger, and so I'm very anxious to see what happens next.
Ooh, I'm not caught up, so I don't know about the cliffhanger.
Oh, yeah. It's, the stakes are getting higher and higher. It's great.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And I guess since I mentioned it, I also watched the new Paddington movie.
Okay, I have a confession to make.
Never seen them.
I've never seen either of the Paddington movies. Or are there more than 2, or are there just
This
2?
was the third one that just came out.
Okay, so I have not seen them. I'm not like a feel-good movie type of girl.
Yeah,
But
I
I
get it.
have heard that those are like the best movies to have ever been made. So I do think I need to make time for them.
I think the second one is the best one. I'm sure Ken and I will probably do Paddington 3 on the show at some point since we've done the first 2.
Yeah.
So I won't go into it too much. But the third one was the second one is way better. Like the third one, I think dips a little bit. Yeah.
Well, how could you live up to Paddington 2?
Yeah. Paddington 2 is so fun.
Yeah.
But I totally get it. Because, on all 3 of the movies, there's definitely a part that, like, tries to make you cry and
Yep.
comes very close to working.
Yep.
And I don't like that.
No, I used to be someone who loved to cry during movies. And then I just became someone who, well, I've always been this person, but since 2020, I've just become someone who cries all the time. And I don't need that from my movies or
That's
TV.
what I feel the same in that, like, the pandemic has changed me.
It has changed me. I do not need to feel sad for no reason. There are plenty of other reasons to feel sad. I don't need any more.
Yeah.
Yep.
I feel like I used to go out of my way to watch weird, interesting movies, more romantic ones, or just more out there. And now I find myself throwing on some bullshit action movies.
Yep.
Because I know I don't need to take it seriously. It's not going to try to make me cry.
Yep. Yeah, my bullshit action movies are reality TV.
There you go.
So, yeah, I've just fallen into like total oblivion with these horrible reality TV shows. But at least they're not making me cry. They're just kind of making me laugh.
I will say, Emily and I joined you at your place, and Steve, we heard from him, for the first episode of Survivor of this season, which was a lot of fun.
In fact, yeah, I'm going to pivot because my second Whatcha Been Watchin, I needed to give an update on Survivor. And I was
You've applied?
Not yet. Not yet, but I did want to give the update on what we did for the first episode. So, yes, we typically, or sometimes, hang out on Wednesday nights. And the premiere of Survivor Season 48 was happening recently. And Eric and I invited CJ and Emily and Steve, the Toolman, over to watch the first episode. And to be clear, you haven't watched much Survivor, correct?
Not since like I was a teenager living at home or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and not since you rewatched the pilot for this show
from
several years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
Several years ago. Yes.
Yes. So season 48 has begun, everyone, and we, and by we I mean the 5 of us, all selected our sole survivor before the first episode. We read over some bios, we looked at some pictures. I think the information that we consumed was name, age, occupation, hometown.
And and like a little blurb or something.
Blurb.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't too much.
No.
You really have no idea,
No
what the people are
idea.
like.
No idea. And I know that they did some like cast videos as well that they released prior to the season. We didn't watch any of those.
No.
So we've never heard these people speak. We've never seen them on
It
camera.
was mostly just like on vibes.
Literally vibes
Looking
only.
at their picture.
Vibes only. So I won't spoil anything, as I said.
Okay.
But I will reveal who we selected as our
Yes.
sole survivors for this season, so that any listeners who might also be watching can cheer for those folks. Because although there is not a cash prize, we are in a draft of sorts. We're in a listen, I'm a big fan. We're in a Survivor fantasy draft, okay? So I selected Mary as my sole survivor. Eric selected Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
Steve selected Chrissy.
Yeah.
Emily selected Joe. And you selected Charity.
Mm-hmm. This is what I wanted to ask you to check in, since I know I have not watched any of the episodes since then.
No.
The only part that makes me nervous is like choosing a person that then the show is revealed and they are a awful person, or like say something cancelable or something like that, where I'm like, oh no.
Yes. Yeah. To be clear, I think that casting is pretty rigorous anymore. And there was a time where you would get some real bigots on the show. And I don't think they think they take casting risks like that anymore.
That's a good point.
I mean, they could still say some things that we don't agree
surprise
with. They can still surprise you. That's right. But yeah, it's been going well so far. I won't say if all of our sole survivors are still in.
Okay.
But I think after the first episode, we all kind of realigned our expectations of how well our choices may have been. But I'm sticking with my girl Mary. She's my girl. The number of times they've had to bleep her saying "fuck," I'm like, that's my girl. That's my fucking girl.
Like
that would be
Karissa.
me.
Yeah.
That would be me on there. They'd be like, "Karissa, shut the fuck up." I'm like, "Oh, sorry."
Do you, and so your plan is to go on the show and win, obviously.
Obviously, like past Survivor winner Rachel said, I wouldn't apply if I didn't think I could and would win. So that's me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That does make sense. It feels like kind of a grueling experience to go on to not think you'll at least get close at coming away with the prize.
Yes, which we discussed is not adjusted for inflation.
Yeah,
it should
not
be
enough.
much more than $1 million.
$1 million is a lot, objectively, a lot of money, but for what they're being put through and the fact that it hasn't changed since the show's concept.
No, listen, if they could give us $1 million in 2000, 2000. If they could give us $1 million in 2000, they could surely give us more than $1 million in whatever year it is right now.
Yeah.
So Survivor's been fun. Lots of sandbags, lots of knots being untied. One injury.
Mud.
Yeah, one injury so far.
Yeah.
And one hilarious dive on episode 2.
I didn't see the full clip, but I got like a glimpse of it somewhere on... Oh, probably from your Instagram,
Probably
actually.
My Instagram.
Yeah.
Probably my Instagram. I have to say, I have 2 rules for going on Survivor. If you get an idol, you don't tell anyone.
Yeah. And
you never try to dive. Because you will make a fool of yourself, or I would, as someone who doesn't really know how to dive.
Yeah.
But there was, and I won't say who it was, but there was a shot of after one of the challenges, everyone's jumping in the water, whatever, and one of our selections, one of our 5 selections for Soul Survivor did a dive that is maybe the most universally hilarious dive that I've ever seen. Feet did hit the water first.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so anyway.
One might not even call that a dive, I guess.
Well, did you see the way that his arms were? He was trying to dive.
Oof. Okay.
Anyway, that's Survivor.
Yeah.
Loving it. Everyone in my life, grandparents, parents, friends, family, colleagues, everyone's jumped on board. And in fact, so I talk about this show so much, I swear this past week we had a Survivor-themed event at work. And I think it's because me and a couple of my colleagues talk about it all the time and we won't shut up about it. So yeah, it's my whole life. And there's
my whole identity. It's all I care about.
And there is a companion podcast for Survivor as well. It's called
Yeah.
On Fire. It's hosted by our boy, Jeffy Probst.
The one and only.
And I don't listen to it because Jeff is a lot in his older age. He has forgotten how to host a show, and now he just describes the show.
He's the live commentator.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always like that.
Okay.
But we love him.
Yeah.
We love him. Hot
You
oldie.
gotta.
Hot oldie, Jeff Probst.
There you go.
Okay, well, that actually is a nice segue into what I was going to say for my last What You Been Watching. Can I do 2 in a row?
Yes.
So the last thing that I brought to discuss today is another very popular television show that's airing right now with connections to Survivor. The very popular television show, The White Lotus,
Oh, yeah.
is hosted by the wonderful Mike White,
Yes.
who happened to compete on season 37 of Survivor,
Huh.
David versus Goliath.
Is that a celebrity one then?
It was not a celebrity one. He just happened to be on.
Interesting.
And I won't say how well he did, but he did fairly well.
And for listeners, if you don't know who Mike White is, he is Mr. Schneebly from School of Rock. The only credit that matters.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And Eric and I have not caught up to season 37 yet, so I have not seen his appearance on the show. But I think it's hilarious that guy
Yeah.
has created this just incredible series, and every season of The White Lotus has had cameos from Survivor players on.
Oh.
In fact, we just saw we're only 1 episode into White Lotus. We're a couple episodes behind for season 3. We're not caught up. But even in the very first episode, there are 2 former Survivor players who show up in the episode.
Very fun.
It's such a hilarious connection. It's so funny. But yeah, White Lotus, fantastic. Have you watched any of it?
So, yes, I have seen season 1 and season 2.
Okay.
Emily and I were just talking about this show the other day where I think I am going to make a decision to no longer watch the show.
Okay, talk to me about that. Why?
The show is good. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But given my options of stuff to consume,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to choose to dial back the shows about very unlikable people.
Okay, I definitely understand that. The White Lotus is a show about bad things happening to bad people.
Yeah.
So one way to see that is like, hell yeah, bad things happening to bad people. But the other part of it is you have to watch bad people.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing that you're not interested in that.
I think I've got enough in my back burner where I can be like, well, there's these other shows I want to watch, so I'm going to focus on those. Maybe if the well runs dry, I'll check out season 3.
If you run out of Marvel movies to watch it two times
God,
speed.
the fucking latest one sucks so bad.
Listen,
Captain America sucks.
I've never seen any of them. I will never, but I know that's your shit. So
It is.
yeah.
The latest one I watched on a Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Wow.
Went to the theaters. Mm-hmm. Surprisingly, there were like 6 other people there. I thought I was going to be like the only one.
That's actually very surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the person in the row in front of me who kept going on their phone.
Yep, classic.
And who had super jangly like keys or something attached to their phone. So every time they took it out, it made a bunch of noise.
Yep. I love disrupting the viewing experience of others in the room. I love that.
I love it. I love
it.
paying $50 for going to the movies and having it interrupted by somebody.
Yep. I love that. I love that so much.
And before we go, speaking of movie trailers, we got to talk about the sequel to Mithrigan.
Of course we do. Listen, we joked that the sequel was going to be called Maforgan. We joked. I think that we manifested it. I think we've done this. Yeah, Maforgan. I'm still hopeful that Ken will get on board.
Yeah.
I'm still hopeful.
Yeah. And if not, he'll be kicked off that episode and we'll just do another solo one again.
Exactly. And we'll give it 10 out of 10 and it'll be great. It'll be great. Yeah.
The bitch is back.
I'm obsessed with the trailer. We get a little bit of Feminine Nomenon, Chaperone, with the line, "Get it hot like Papa John." That line is featured.
What a great line.
It's such a good line. It's so good. We see her doing her little dance. She's doing her thing.
Very likable, cool guy, Papa John, I hear.
I hear that guy is great.
Yep.
I hear he's great. No problems there. And Maforgan knows that. And that's why she's dancing to that song. She has a new dance, it seems, but then she pulls in some of the old moves too.
Yeah.
Yep.
We get some attitude.
I'm a little bit confused about how she got her body back.
Yeah, we'll have to tune in. That's the
Well,
teaser, right?
Well, we're gonna have to find
watch.
out. We're gonna have to watch and find out how she got her body back after. What was that big monster's name that killed her?
Bruce or something like that.
Bruce. Yeah, it was Bruce. It was Bruce. Yep.
And I want to clarify that I was quoting the trailer. I'm not calling Maforgan a bitch. It's the teaser trailer says this bitch is back.
Everyone, CJ called Maforgan a bitch.
I mean, the trailer calls it that. I feel like
this bitch
I could.
is back. I am obsessed. They understand what that movie was to the culture. They understand its impact.
Yeah.
They understand their audience. Yes. They've done some audience analysis, and they understand that
it's fun.
It's fun, and this bitch is back.
She's back.
She's back.
June 27th.
I can't wait, and we should definitely go see that in the theater.
I would love to.
Okay, that sounds great.
Karissa, this has been a delight. Thank you so much for stepping in as host.
Of course.
Very much appreciate it.
Well, I'm here for the rest of time because we fired Ken.
That's right.
Yeah. Sorry, Ken. I know you have a beautiful new child. You're going to have to find a new gig.
But still pay us, please.
Yeah, I'd like that raise that you
promised me. I'd still expect that Venmo coming in. Okay, thank you. And actually, I was going to say, tune in next week. We will have an episode. I think I'm also going to take a break. Oh,
cool. You deserve it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I don't think Ken or I will be here next week.
Cool.
So tune in next week to see what that means.
To find out.
Yeah. Karissa, anything to plug? Anything you'd like to talk about before we go?
The only thing that I will plug is my Substack, horrorcorner.substack.com. I've been experiencing a little bit of writer's block, and I'm trying not to put too much pressure on myself to pump out content. But, I actually started a new post just the other day. I'm going to get that wrapped up and sent out soon, so stay tuned. Otherwise, check out this brand new show. You might have heard of it. It's called Survivor. Season 48.
I think I've heard of it.
So check that out and let me know who your selection for Soul Survivor is.
That's right. Just leave a comment on the Instagram post. They'll make it back to Karissa.
That's exactly right.
Everyone should check out your Substack. It's great. I love it.
Thank you. It has been very fun. And yeah, I'm excited to keep doing it. So thanks everyone for reading.
And I will plug something personal. I think I plugged it a couple episodes ago, but I'm going to plug it again and came out with a new song.
Yes.
Head on over to Eddie Wolfram, like the animals.bandcamp.com. And you know what? I'll just say I'm proud of myself for making it on Comedy Bang Bang.
Yes, Comedy Bang Bang.
Eddie Wolfram was featured on one of the latest episodes of Comedy Bang Bang.
Are you serious?
A show I've been listening to. This is a real thing that happened.
Oh my God, CJ.
I submitted a little song and they played it on the show. And it's a show I've been listening to every single week for over a decade.
Oh my God.
And to hear Scott Aukerman, the host, laugh at something I made was like a dream come true.
That is truly such a huge accomplishment. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
All
you.
of your music is fantastic. The latest one is fantastic. And wow. Scott Aukerman. Wow.
Yes.
He knows your name.
Yeah.
That's
he knows
crazy.
Eddie Wolfram's
Well,
name.
that's your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will be releasing another song in April.
Yay.
So stay tuned for that.
Oh, incredible.
For the show's plugs, you can follow us on all of the things at Overtalking Pod. Call or text the show, like I said, at USACat 1591. We will play your voicemail. You can, as long as it's, not you're just spouting profanities or something. You can swear, please do. But, you know
oh,
what I
thank
mean.
God.
Check out our website, overtalkingpod.party. Email the show to overtalkingpod@gmail.com. This is where we also say go rate and review the show.
Yeah.
I literally went on Apple Podcasts today. I don't use that. I use the Superior Player Podcast.
Of course.
I couldn't figure out how to review shows.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky.
Did they get rid of it?
I feel like I did one a long time ago, but it's been a long time. I don't know.
I literally went on to be like, I wonder if we have any new reviews, and I couldn't figure even out how to leave reviews. I was like, you know what, I'm going to be a good listener and go rate some shows that I like.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Love that.
So way to go, Apple. Love you.
Great work, Apple. Yep.
So if you can figure it out, please do that. And tell a friend about the show. We'd really appreciate it.
Spread the word. Thank you. It's not my show, but these boys rule.
Thank you. Okay, I would say see you next week, but I won't be here, so check that out. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye.
See ya.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's special guest was Karissa. Music by Justin Peters, logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.